Sir, how long I'm gonna be locked up still where I can't provide for my family? That's all I
Mr.
want.
Mr. A. All right, we are the parole committee. We are reconvening in the Walls Correctional Center on Thursday, January 18th in the year of 2024. It's 11:35 a.m. Would the staff there at the Walls please introduce yourself for the record?
Wayne Mitchell.
All right, thank you so much for accommodating us today. And we have before us Mr. Abbs. Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, would you introduce yourself? Tell us your name and DOC number.
My name is Edward Ebbs. My DOC number is 32. 1 second, please. Yes, ma'am. My DOC number is 379327.
Yep, that's what I got. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
let me introduce the parole panel to you. My name is Cheryl Renata. This is Mr. Alvin Roche to my left, Raymond. Right. You there? Any paperwork with you?
Ma'am.
We have a hard time hearing
You don't have any?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have a parole revocation questionnaire with you? Do you remember form out?
Ma'am, you breaking up.
All right. Do you have a parole revocation questionnaire?
What is that?
We're gonna put it up on the screen for you. Stand by. That. You see that? Can you
Yes,
see
ma'am.
that?
Yes, ma'am. I have that.
Is that your signature at the bottom of that page?
Yes, ma'am.
Dated December 19th, 2023.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Based on the information, the answers to those questions, you were not eligible for an appointed counsel this morning. So are you ready to proceed with this revocation proceeding?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to read the allegation against you, after which you should enter a plea of guilty or not guilty. And then I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Roche. He'll have some questions for you.
Yes, ma'am.
You're accused of violating the conditions of your parole, specifically condition number 4, which states on October 19th, 2023, and I believe that is a typographical error, which should be dated August 30th, 2023. So
Yes, ma'am.
August 30th, 2023, you were involved in criminal activity in the commission of the offenses of domestic abuse battery, 2 counts, and disturbing the peace in West Feliciana Parish. You were arrested by the West Feliciana Parish Sheriff's Office on August 30th, 2023. On October 12th, 2023, you pled nolo contendere to disturbing the peace, which was amended from domestic abuse battery in West Feliciana. How do you plead to violating condition number 4?
Yes, ma'am.
Guilty or not guilty?
Yes, guilty.
Okay. And then condition number 10, it states you're currently in arrears for your parole fees in the amount of $567. How do you plead to violating condition number 10?
My parole still going up higher than what I'm setting, but I'm guilty of that if it's so. Yes, ma'am. But I'm gonna pay it.
Your plea is guilty.
Yes, ma'am. Guilty, Miss Ma'am. Yes,
You
ma'am.
make an explanation to Mr. Roche. Mr. Roche?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Good morning, Mr. Eames. How are you?
Sir, you're breaking up.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good. Mr. Eames.
Yes, sir.
Or is it Ebbs?
It's Ebbs. EB. Yes, sir. Ebbs.
Okay, Mr. Ebbs. Let's talk about your domestic abuse counts. Tell us about it. What happened?
Thank you, sir, for asking me. Sir, that's my 17-year-old daughter that got me here and didn't never know the outcomes of what was going on. I made a rule in the house on the 29th when she came in with her friend. The next morning, outside, I was getting ready to do some construction work to our home. She come out the house and jumped on me. I called 911. The 911 caller told me to stay on the phone. I stayed on the phone until they got there. Her mother and them was trying to stop her from doing anything. I never disciplined my children not one day in my life, and I didn't discipline her that day. She made a rash decision and didn't never knew the outcome of where her father was going to be sitting. I'm a father of 5 daughters of this family, of the only family. I never had a problem with my kids, never. And now I'm sitting here 5 months almost behind this. I love my child and I forgave my child. And my child forgave me. But the thing about it is I refuse to make any more rules to my children if it's going to cause me to have to go through this kind of procedure again. I love my children and I don't want the world to take my kids, what's going on in the world, but I refuse to put myself in the harm of my family where, sir,
Mr. Epps, tell me what happened.
what happened was I I spoke this what happened. Bad as it, I hate to tell anybody her private life. My daughter is practicing homosexual. And I told them that it won't be going on in the house. She wanted me to support that. As me being a Christian, I was telling her,
Mr. Epps, you said your daughter jumped on you. What did you do?
I did. I called 911. I called the 911 staff and stayed on the phone until the officer got there.
Okay, why were you arrested?
That's what I didn't understand. I really didn't understand that. And I never disciplined my children, my man. I promise you, sir, I never did.
Okay,
My child,
Mr. Epps, okay. Then why did the West Louisiana Parish share the house disturbance? Let's start with May 31st, 2023. You came out and you had some problems with your wife.
and that's prior to that day, right?
Yes?
Yes, I barely can hear you. I'm just trying to put what you're saying together and read your lips. What happened was my wife was mad because our car got towed, and she kept bickering them on about things about the car. I never done anything to my wife, but I couldn't get the car out of the pound because the car was still in the previous owner name that who
Mr. Epps, tell me why the sheriff's office had to come to your home.
they came to my home because my wife was disturbed. My wife get a disability check. My wife have mental problems, and I love my wife, but my wife called 911, not Edward.
Okay,
And
now, okay, there was another report and it involved your brother. So what was that about?
that was my nephew, not my brother.
Okay,
Yes, sir. That's the same morning him and her jumped on me at my home at 8582 Sligo Road. That's what him and her did. They done that. And I called 911. I
Mr.
never violated.
Mr. Epps,
Yes,
the
yes, sir.
sheriff's office came out to your home on May 31st, August 27th, August 28th, and August 30th for 4 separate disturbances. There is a problem,
I
and
do.
it might be you.
No, sir. I do know the May part. The May part, the sheriff came out because my same daughter had jumped on me once before, and Mr. Hunnick Officer Honeycutt came and diffused the problem. I never caused a problem with my family, or I would have been arrested. I'm a
Okay.
father. I'm a father just trying to help my family, And prior to this here, my child, I ran over my child. Purchase. I'm not a father at my house, and it's still going on in my home.
Okay.
I
Now,
understand.
Mr. M.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You're a third felony offender. Am I correct?
So is it my third felony? Is it my third felony offender?
Yes.
That means
You've been convicted of 3 felonies, right?
in my past, yes, sir.
And the last one that you're on parole for now is possession of a firearm by a felon. Is that correct?
You're sure right, sir.
And you were arrested on March 3rd, 2021. Is that correct?
For that?
Yes.
Yeah, yes, sir.
And you were convicted on June 16, 2022. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And you got 5 years for that, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I understand.
And you got paroled on
I think December.
December 21st,
Yes, sir.
after serving only 6 months. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Tell me what programs you completed in the 6 months that you were incarcerated.
The programs that I completed when I was in Plaquemine Parish was
Yes.
I was in Plaquemine Parish. I was in schooling, and I was in anger management school, and I was in. God,
Okay.
I want
Because
to be honest. I want to
I
be
see
honest.
no, I see no good time credits on your master record that tells me that you didn't complete any of those programs. Am I correct?
I was released before my program was up.
So basically, you didn't complete any of those programs, right?
Sir.
Question, yes or no?
The program I was going I was released to come home before the program was time up.
You did not complete the program.
No, sir. No, sir.
Mr. Ebbs, you have an anger management problem. And it has to be addressed before you're released. And you've not completed any programs, third felony offender, and your rehabilitation has not been complete. And if I
Please, 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 please,
release
please, please.
you'll be back here because you're gonna have the same problem.
No, sir. No, sir.
So I'm talking. But you have the same problem. I think you need to complete anger management, thinking for a change, and you need to complete 100 hours pre-release. And I'm going to arrange that. I'm not going to revoke you. But in lieu of revocation, I'm going to keep you incarcerated until you complete those 3 programs. Anger management, thinking for a change, and 100 hours pre-release. I would be derelict in my duties if I didn't give you the ammunition you needed to maintain your freedom. Because if you ever get convicted of another felony, you'll spend a much longer period of incarceration.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
that's only one, sir. I didn't ask you a question.
Yes, sir. I do understand.
You'll be given time at the end of this hearing to make a statement.
Yes, sir.
You need anger management, thank you for a change, in 100 hours pre-release, Madam Chair.
Yes, sir. I gotta go home to my baby. I gotta go home to my baby.
Is there anything that the facility has to offer?
Ma'am, ma'am.
Is the officer still in the room with you?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I just asked if they had any input.
Yes, ma'am. They always do.
He's been over here with us for 31 days. And he's been working in the kitchen. He ain't got no disciplinary reports. And he's been very respectful to us over here.
Okay, good. That's good to hear. Thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Ebbs, is there anything you'd like to say briefly to us before we vote?
Ma'am, I've been a father of my children for 24 years. I buried a child. I buried one of my children out of 6 of my family for 24 years. I ain't never disciplined my children a day in my life. My child's out here, and I'm missing my children's birthdays. I'm missing their holidays, and I'm a father of the home. I told them I have a mental wife. I got waters busted at the house. I got things going on that I ain't done. I got old daughters. My children missing out on things because my 17-year-old daughter made a rap decision that she didn't know her daddy was going to be here this long. Now I got to sit here, and my other children got to suffer. I love my
Mr.
daughter.
Ebbs,
Yes,
Mr.
ma'am.
Ebbs, did you know you were having a hearing today?
Ma'am.
Know you were coming to see us today?
Yes, ma'am. I was waiting. I've been waiting patiently.
Where's your family today?
Ma'am,
Where's your family?
my family.
Where is your family?
My family at home.
Tell them you were having a hearing today?
Yes, ma'am. I talked to them and let them know that it was happy.
I'm just wondering why they didn't join us. All
They
right, I
was
think
happy.
we're Mr. Ebbs. We're going to be voting now. Mr. Rocho.
Mr. Ebbs,
Yes, sir.
in revocation, I want you to complete anger management, thank you for a change, in 100 hours pre-release before you're released. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Mr. Freeman.
Can I ask a question?
We're voting.
Thank you. Oh, help me, Jesus, please.
Mr. Ev, I'm looking at this. You wasn't out that long before you got in this trouble. You definitely got a disconnect between you and your family. And y'all got to get this disconnect fixed, or else you go get back in trouble. They couldn't document any violence. There was no injuries, no nothing, just arguing. And it seems like it's a bad thing between you and your family, this arguing. My vote is to do not revoke and recommend that y'all attend a family counseling set up by the probation officer.
All right, Mr. Ebbs. This one's tough. I mean, I agree with both of my colleagues. I do think you need some additional, some tools in your toolbox to help you deal with stressful family situations. I mean, you know, dealing with, but I think that the family counseling, those who live within your household, will help set that up for you, and you must attend, however long they say it's necessary. What's your question? I can't hear you.
Yes, ma'am.
What was your question, briefly?
Sir, how long I'm gonna be locked up still where I can't provide for my family? That's all I want.
Mr. Ebbs, did you hear what I said? Did you hear you got 2 votes to do not revoke. So you will not be revoked. You're required then, you will be released, and you have to go and see your parole officer, and they'll help you set up the family counseling.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you,
All right.
Lord.
Good luck to you. That concludes our business intervals. Thanks for accommodating us today. We're going to sign out at 11:56.
So what I do now?
Just pay. They gonna get in touch with you and turn you loose.
Thank y'all. God bless you, Mr. Peter, Mr. Shirley, Mr. Alvin. Y'all have a blessed day. Thank you, Lord.